Good morning, good evening, wherever you are across the nation and around the world. This is Deja Brew, and we are waking you up to truth, one drip at a time. And today on Beyond the Veil, da, 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 we're in Greenland. And I don't know how we all feel about Greenland. I've gotten kind of a mixed bag of impressions from all of you this week. And I don't know about you, but I got things about Greenland that I would have never expected. Mm-hmm. I got some very interesting things. Mm-hmm. And I already have next week's assignment. Oh. Which never happens like that, right? No. Never happens. But I have next week's assignment already. So stay tuned for that. Okay. Who wants to go first?
My screen went all crazy.
I know. You just blipped out like, please don't call on me first.
No, well, everything went, everything froze and then it kicked me out. Okay, let me try this again. And we're not in a Mercury retrograde. I know this. Okay, now my camera's off.
You jumped on my screen. Everybody just kind of went whipped out, came back on.
Oh, great. I gotta figure out
maybe I used too much energy in that opening. I'll try to rein it in, y'all.
Earlier today, there was a major emanation from the sun. It was a class solar flare. It's supposed to cover the United States starting tomorrow morning, but I'm sure it's affected the ionosphere. It's already hit Europe.
Yeah, it's an X1. It's a big one. I told the kids, get your seatbelts ready and buckle up. The electronics are really going to freak out tomorrow.
For the normies, it was an X1, but it's an X1.995.
Listen to him.
Just a hair short of an X2.
All right, just a hair shy of an X2.
Yeah.
Duly noted. There you are. Does that mean you want to go first, Jennifer?
I'll go first. Okay. So I want to state that I know absolutely nothing about Greenland. I honestly don't even know where it is. Geography is not my jam at all. Okay. So I did this over the course of a couple days. And when I tapped in the first time, I heard under ice, underwater, volcano, and prison. Then I heard underwater prison for ETs and creatures of the earth that are not human. And then I saw military guards everywhere. Then I saw ships coming in and out of water to like an underground base. I don't know. Then I saw something being built. Trump was there. It's like a construction site, like a really huge one. I saw him walking around with a group of men, and it looks like he was giving instructions. I also saw American flags in front of the structure that's being built. And then I saw planes flying to Greenland from all over the world. I saw a meeting of world leaders. I saw Trump, Putin, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, President of China, and they were all shaking hands. Let's see. Then I saw, and this was really trippy, guards standing around a block of ice, like a big rectangle, like it was weird, and it had a pool of water in it. And I felt like it was to travel to other worlds, possibly to beyond the ice wall in Antarctica. Then I saw a gold light circling the earth. It was glowing. Something has or is being activated, something good. And then I saw just a big vault, and I tried to zero in on it and see what was inside the vault, but I couldn't. And then yesterday I was scrolling through Facebook and someone had posted a video of an underground city, and it was just kind of like a gut feeling that there is a city underground in Greenland. So that's
Very
that.
cool. I love it.
I thought so.
You got some really great stuff.
I told you I was excited for this show, even though I feel like crap. I was like, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna take some Dayquil.
You did awesome.
Thank you.
All right, David, you want to go next?
No, I didn't know
Okay,
what
I'll
the
skip you for
assignment
now.
was. I missed that was Greenland. But in talking about Greenland, there was a military base built there in the 50s or 60s. It was designed to spy on Russia. And that military base, it was a massive complex. And with the warming, it has become exposed. They've had a lot of trouble keeping it secret. They used to rely on the cold and ice to keep it hidden so they could spy on Russia. But
Yeah.
with the way things are going now, I would just on the fly say that Greenland is going to become tropical when the Earth
Funny you would say that.
turns 90 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the
Yep.
new tropics. It's going to be beautiful there.
Well, I hope it gets equally as beautiful here in Indiana, weather-wise. I hope that rains down on me from Greenland.
It's supposed to remain, as far as most of the United States, the mid latitudes, we're supposed to remain about where we are now. It's not going to be too cold or too hot.
Well, I don't
That'd be
know. There's
great.
some things migrating to Indiana that would make me differ with you on that. That's a whole different topic.
Well,
Becky?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, David. Were you not done?
were you referring to the Great Lakes emptying into the Mississippi?
Oh, well, that definitely will be part of the changes. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I was actually there's some different types of insects and birds and even armadillo that are in Indiana now that are not supposed to be here. They're supposed to be in much hotter places. We have the
Oh my
fairy fly
gosh.
that comes from like the Caribbean, Haiti, those kind of places usually have the fairy fly, and we've had it here in Indiana for the last 3 years. Plus armadillo, plus orchid praying mantis that don't belong here either because they're supposed to be tropical or subtropical. So I fully expect that with the earth changes that Indiana becomes subtropical, and I have 52 bathing suits ready for it. Like I'm ready every day of the week. I can have a new bathing suit on and be outside every day. I can be like, here's Mondays. Okay, we're off subject now.
Fashionista.
Right? Becky, would you like to go next, or do you want me to wait?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Like Jen, I know nothing about Greenland. So
Perfect. That's perfect.
For a couple of days, I meditated, I asked, and I got nothing, and I then was just chill about it. Then on the meditation on the third day, the subject came up, not by me. And all of a sudden, I saw 4 letters in front of my eyes. That's all I could see. And it was the word NASA, NASA. And so as we know, with that also will come the military. I mean, that's a given. I understand there's more underground than above ground, that fossils, plants, certain resources, specific artifacts, etc., are not found anywhere else. There are hidden energies and resources. It's a part of something bigger. And this to me was totally crazy, but it has to do with, and I don't know what the top of it looks like, if you see it from air, but something about the top of a volcano. I don't know why. but that's what I got.
Okay, well, that's very good. That's very good. 3 out of 3 is not bad, y'all. I'm circling things that everybody has said that I've got. All right, that's awesome. Miss Angela, would you and that hair want to go next?
Okay, this was a little bit wild for me because I started to get things about Greenland way before you mentioned it would be Greenland.
Oh, well, look at you having premonitions about what we're going to do next.
I don't know. I was
Love
being
it.
bombarded with Greenland. Anyway,
That's awesome.
it is a big trade zone. And when I say trade zone, it's between many aliens race.
Okay.
In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, all kind of UFO, all kind of shapes. That was kind of cool, all kind of colors, all that. Underneath the water, there are big crystals down there because there is a civilization, 1 or 2 civilizations living there. And there's also more structures down there that they don't want you to see too much, but they're there. It's a lot of stuff underneath the water. The land that is being shown on the map is not exactly the way how the land is, but it is. One of the mountains there, I actually draw that. It's an Arcturian base. For some reason, that's the big base for them. I don't know why.
Did you say Arcturian?
Arcturian base is
Oh, wow.
it looks like, let me see if I can show, it looks like this. That's how I see it.
Okay.
Yeah. All the civilizations that they live on Greenland, because in all those mountains on Greenland, there is also people living underneath the mountain. So there, I saw 3 or 4 different civilizations. The one that lives underneath the water, they're different. There is one race that I didn't get because they don't let me see their faces. Plus they're Arcturians, but they all communicate to each other. Plus, I also got that is connected to Antarctica. So other civilizations from Antarctica, from Antarctica, it's something going on, like a communication. That's the word, yeah. Minerals, they haven't been found yet, but the value is like, oh wow. But I also see a lot of secrets that governments around the world don't say regarding Greenland. And I also saw what Jennifer saw, many different governments going there. I saw a lot of planes, a lot of exchange. And I also saw many governments having remote viewers to see what else they can find in Greenland. Don't ask me about that, but I saw that. It's a big energetic vortex. I also saw the Greenland is also, it plays a role on the Earth like Antarctica in terms of the energetic field that is there. Is a vortex. People there can feel it, a lot of people. Some people, I see them talking to deities that they live there. I also saw the tall whites being there because of the situation that is going on. And I don't know why I keep seeing that a lot of the fishermen, because they're big in fishing, a lot of the fishermen, they communicate freely with the ETs. They don't say anything because they want to pass by normal people, but they do communicate a lot. Under the mountain range that is there is a lot of hidden structures underneath there. And I saw beforehand a pyramid, but there is more things. Where nobody has been going there yet, so far that I know, there is a lot of portals that go into multiple dimensions. But most of those portals, like it's like a freely being used by ETs, also have those guards that we have been seeing, like on the Bermuda Triangle, that they're just there as a guard, and that's their job, to guard those portals. But there have been some people going there to do some secret research. The water civilization is a little bit different. It will be tropical soon. Also, I saw that all the mountain range, when people go to visit there, it's like a big part of Greenland is cloaked. Like they don't see exactly what it is. They see an illusion because the guards don't want people to see what it is in there. Some planes go there and that have never come out of there because they probably enter one of those portals somehow, almost like a Bermuda Triangle. I saw keepers of the land in there. I don't know if they're real people, they're energy, but they're keepers of the land there. There are tunnels and mountains that UFO goes in and out. And I also saw a pulsating star that looks like thieves. I don't know if you can see. It looks like that. Hold on, what it is here. That's a pulsating star
Okay.
that it sends bursts of energy to Greenland. And then it retract back, but again it goes, it's like a pulsating star. I don't understand the meaning of it, but maybe it helped with the electromagnetic field because it's large in there. Yes. Yeah, that's what I saw.
Very interesting. Very good.
Thank you.
I'm just circling things all over the place. All right. Ara?
Okay. So just like I guess Becky and Jennifer, geography not my thing. So I know nothing about Greenland.
You're
other
in
than
the
it's
perfect group.
other than it's cold. That's what I can remember.
Right.
So all I heard was there's a cracking open. And I'm just gonna say what I heard. Chevron. And not chevron like the gas chevron, but chevron like the design, the chevron, it looks like an arrow, I guess.
Yeah.
The number 5 or 5 points on the land, the shape of a triangle or a pyramid, rumbling or an undercurrent of energy under the earth, death and chaos. So there's no detail behind anything that I said. That's just what I heard.
Okay. Very good. And what was your intuition when you saw the chevron? Did you pick any kind of intuition up about it?
Something under the ground, something underneath the surface of the earth.
That's in that shape?
Like almost like a ship of something. But it's underneath the earth,
Yeah.
and I don't know if that relates to the cracking open. I don't know, but that was my intuition on the chevron.
I love that because for me, that's personal. The chevron shape is personal. I've seen 13 different kinds of craft, and one of them, one ship out of all the ships I've ever seen, was chevron shaped and lit up in red. And I never could figure out who was manning that ship. And I still to this day can't figure that out. But
Yeah,
they did come and take me.
It feels very
I just don't know
hidden.
who they were.
It feels very hidden to me. Yeah.
So that's very interesting. And there is some rumors going around that there's something that's now appearing in the ice in Greenland. That the quote was because it was a military person. They said It's too big. The ice is showing it. It's too big for us to bring it home.
Mm.
Like, what? What's
Break it.
that mean, y'all? Like, that I would think, just logically thinking, that means it is some kind of a structure that is movable, right? It's not fixed. It's not a building.
Right.
And it's too big for them to bring it back here? Holy schmuckers, dude. That's like the mother of all mothercraft? What? Like, wow. I'm so stoked for our future. I can't wait. Like, I really can't wait to see what's happening this year. I feel like this year is truly going to be disclosure. I really do. Like, there's banks in England preparing for an economic crash over it. Like, I feel like this shit's going down this year. We're going to finally know. And I'm so stoked about it. Okay. So much like you, Ara, and actually I wanted to ask you more questions about this. Because much like you, I saw cataclysmic type level events. So did you intuitively feel like this had something to do with the sun, a pole shift? Like, did you get anything at all that would suggest what the catalyst was for this?
The catalyst. No, I I didn't get anything of what would be a catalyst. It just felt very much excuse me. It just felt very much to me that the result of whatever that catalyst was resulted in the chaos, the undercurrent energy of the land itself responding to whatever the catalyst was. And then of course, the death, and and as I'm sure all of us on here online know, death doesn't typically, or it doesn't always mean that there are human death. There's a death of something which is what I heard. But unfortunately, no, I don't know what the catalyst. I don't intuit anything for that.
Okay. I just wondered because in mine, I heard the hum that comes from beneath, and that the hum would create a rift, which would then cause Greenland to actually break apart. I see it separating.
The cracking open. Yeah.
Yeah. And that this was going to be because of the magnetic pole shift, which is almost complete, was the next message I got, that it's almost complete. But before any of that happens, and I personally didn't get any kind of loss of life, because where I saw the land breaking open was actually where nobody even lives. Like, it's completely desolate. So hopefully that's how that works out, right? I also got vortex energy, there's a very strong vortex energy there. And interesting, Angela, that you got all of the travel going back and forth, because I saw a lot of travel. I actually wrote down global ?
Yes.
Travel, because I saw it being very, very busy.
Yes.
Like many different people from around the country, perhaps aliens. I'm not going to lean into, but there were faces I didn't recognize in the mix. And I was like, this is like a high traffic, like what you think of for some major city's airport or something. Very busy, back and forth stuff. I also heard that there's rare earth minerals there, and medical discoveries that are not found anywhere else on Earth. There's going to be huge medical breakthroughs because of something that Greenland has that can heal people all around the world. It's going to be some kind of an amazing thing. And honestly, I can't help but wonder if it's that crystal that they have there, because I did just recently learn they have a whole different kind of crystal than we're used to thinking about.
What?
Their crystal is an actual rock that looks like ice.
Wow.
It doesn't grow inside caves and stuff like our crystal here. It's in the rock. It's usually found with the granite, and they literally call it ice stone.
Oh, I'm gonna look that up.
And it's got really unique properties that our crystals don't have. Like this crystal does not have the same properties that Greenland's crystals do, and they're only found in Greenland. And they work in all kinds of like electronics, and there's like a multitude of applications for them. Huge. So very cool. Very cool. And I'm going to go ahead and stop right there with what all I found. So Missy can tell hers first, because I know that there's at least one point Missy has that also matches my circles.
All right. So the first thing.
She's muted.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm used to having to mute when she talks, but we're sharing a microphone today. Go ahead.
So I got energy really, really big, and it gave me minerals. It said platinum, nickel, copper, titanium, uranium. There was a bunch more, but I didn't catch them all. But these are minerals. They're rare minerals that have not been touched yet there. Like Greenland is encompassed with all these minerals. I also got that it was a green, lush land, and that underneath the ice is almost like a forest. The trees are standing tall, and they're petrified. I call them petrified, but you can actually see the trees standing upright like a tree. Let's see what else. I also got that there was giants at one time. I seen a pyramid. I seen an underground city with tunnels, and I was like military, alien base, something like that, because I even got the words "top of the world, baby," and aliens coming and going, and a lot of communication.
Shut up.
Wow.
And I think that's about it. But the forest really caught me off guard. And I do feel like it's going to return, like everything's going to melt and it's going to return back to lush lands.
Are you done now?
I'm done.
Okay, cool. Wow. I love this. Okay, so I'm just going to start at the top of my scribble and work my way down to the bottom. Greenland, the things in Greenland belong to the ancients. There are pyramids there. There are pyramid-shaped craft there. There's a top of a pyramid, like in Egypt, that fits on top of the pyramid. That's actually a craft. That's what I was shown. Like it looks just like the pyramids in Giza. That kind of triangle craft. I got NASA, military bases, commandeering communication devices. That means they're not ours. They're not ours. I feel like they were otherworldly. We will discover not only rare earth minerals that will be great for technological advances and the medical discoveries that nowhere else on Earth can be found, but we're also going to learn somehow through Greenland the keys to our true history all the way back to when the Lemurians, Pleiadians, Arcturians were here. Swear to God. Swear to God. That they came here first, that we are all aliens. I heard that too. We are all aliens, even though we were born here now. So technically we're earthlings. We come from their DNA. We were truly all star-seeded. There's a seed bank there that holds the DNA and the DNA record of all of life on Earth. 30-foot tall Moo Man, M-U, Moo, like Lumerian, 30-foot tall, elongated head, red hair.
My giant.
Yeah.
Vortex energy, hum, great rift, destruction, Antarctic ties. Yeah. Lush, underneath the ice. Lush, will be again. And then, just like Kim Clement was in my ear, I heard Greenland, Greenland, Greenland again. And I was like, and it was like he was saying, hello, Greenland. Right? Like, this is why we named it that. And it'll be that again. I also saw ocean mammals migrating there because the climate's going to be warmer. The ocean is warmer. It's going to be ground zero for many new great things. So with some chaos and destruction comes beautiful new beginnings, is what I was shown. That will end poverty worldwide. It will end poverty worldwide. Whatever's there, it changes the world as we know it. Which is actually one of those phrases that I've been waiting for since I was 3, right? The world as we know it is going to change. That part happening? Okay, magnetic pole shift, almost complete. But it's a paradigm shift also. A paradigm shift. And when I heard that phrase, I literally saw us upgrading. Like everybody's vibration automatically came online to the new vibration. Total paradigm shift, which is beautiful. Now, for whatever reason, and I wasn't trying to be nosy and pokey. Oh, I missed something. With my military, I saw dog sleds that carry things to hide them from others. I don't know what that's about. When Jen mentioned her part, I was like, huh. Interesting. So I love how we all have things that mesh, as usual. I'm not surprised anymore, but I sure love it. But for whatever reason, and I wasn't trying to be pokey and nosy, I was shown different things that people would see or say. Now, I got David's all wrong. Because I thought David was going to see or say something about some kind of multicolors or rainbows or something in the sky that had something to do with crystals.
That was in reference to last week's target, or the target I mentioned last week. Sorry.
I know, but for whatever reason, I thought it was going to come out today. I thought Angela was going to tell me she saw a black pyramid.
Well, the pyramid that I'm seeing there is not the regular color pyramid. It's darker.
It's not the regular color? Is
No,
it like a darker stone? I
it's
don't
a
mean like
darker
shiny
stone.
black.
No, it's a darker
Okay.
stone. Yes, it is. It's
So
not.
I got that
it's-
one right. I'm putting a check mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm counting it.
And like many of you guys say, I got the message that because the land is virgin, that's why all the resources that you're seeing, all the new technology and everything is gonna be found there because the land it hasn't been touched. It's very
the ice was so
natural.
thick there, nobody could get to it to take it all out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got that. Yep. I'm excited. I want to see that.
Yeah. Now for Jen, I thought Jen was going to mention seeing dogs for whatever reason, and the military finding something or hiding something.
That's kind of close.
It's pretty close. It's kind of close.
You can put a check mark there.
Half a point, right? Half a check mark.
Yeah, totally.
We'll give it half a check mark.
But that's not a surprise, actually, Kelly.
Huh?
It's not. That is not a surprise. You know why? Because we know that the military Many of them have many secrets because they just don't want to, you know what I mean. They
I
just
know.
don't want to say it right now.
Bunch of dirty bastards.
Mhm.
Sneaky bastards. Okay. For Missy, I thought she was going to say she saw a UFO. I got that one wrong because you saw the giants and the other people saw the UFOs.
But I did know they were ETs there, that they're talking to ETs.
Okay, so another half a point.
Another half a check mark.
Half a check mark. For Becky, I thought Becky was going to see hidden structures underneath of the ice, deep under the ice. And I think you did say that, right, Becky?
Mhm.
I said more underground than above ground and hidden resources and energy. So I guess that's the same.
Okay. And Aura, I felt like Aura was going to see the same destruction that I saw. So I get a check mark for that one.
Yep.
I get a check mark for that one.
You sure do.
And I don't know why to me, because I did that the one time on the show just to kind of see if I could peek in there and
She was being nosy.
peek in there and see your work. But yeah, for whatever reason, I was just shown I wasn't trying this time. And I think we did really good. We're going to go around and let everybody talk about what you think all this means for us as a future. And we'll start with Angela.
Oh, okay. Well, I focus when I was seeing all that, I'm gonna focus on the positive side of it. I was really happy to see all the ETs there because I kind of felt that they already know what is coming from the land for humanity in a good way. That's why all the communication between them and Antarctica and all the races and so on and forth. And I feel that all the resources that land had for humanity is now like the time for everything to come out because where we are in human history, that's what I kind of felt. Regarding the pulsating star that I saw, I also know that that star is also playing a role on awakening humanity. It's part of the massive awakening. Yeah, kind of cool looking. Yeah. So it's all pluses.
I actually wondered if your star isn't our sun because of the whole solar upgrade, the solar energy that's like coming down and blanketing the earth now. And that's
Could
what's
be.
changing us.
That's what's changing us. And yeah, because the sun, put out the solar flares for days and then go by, and then come back out. That could be. But yeah, it's like everything, it's a plan for that land. Is fascinating. And when I was doing the whole thing, I wish that I could just travel there for a couple of days and just go by myself to explore, especially where is all the mountain range where nobody knows much about it. And that
Yeah.
is also another part of the land that has so much to show, right? It's fascinating. I think it's gonna be amazing when we find out that was being there all this time, waiting for this time to start showing up. That's what it kind of fascinated me. Because
Yeah. Isn't that
until
exciting?
now, yes, it is exciting. And I keep seeing more Greenland. I don't know. That never happened to me before. Greenland everywhere.
Yeah,
is
because I
really
think it was already prominent before it was the assignment.
Mhm. It was.
Yeah, because it's pertinent. I think it's very pertinent. Greenland is very, very important to whatever these coming changes are that humanity and the planet are going through.
Exactly. That's what I
Yeah,
felt
I'm really
the whole
excited.
time.
Yeah,
I want to know. But I could
me
travel
too.
tomorrow, go there for
Yeah.
just to see what it's.
Yeah. I'm with you, but I'm not traveling there till it turns green.
Oh no, you know that. No, I can't.
I
can't.
despise the cold.
I'll go
I can't
with
even
you,
come see
Angela.
you in Canada right now because it's
Oh
just too
no, where
damn
I
cold there for
am,
me.
it's green here. We have flowers blooming, but don't
Do
venture
you?
further. Yes, this is the warmer part of Canada, actually.
Oh, are you over by Vancouver?
Yeah,
Okay.
near
I know people.
Washington. So yeah. Well, you can come visit this in the winter. It's two people wearing shorts outside some days.
Oh my
Wow.
God. Yeah, we
Yeah,
were too about a week ago, and then it went down to like 15 degrees. And I
I
think that's
saw
why we
that.
ended up with the flu.
Yeah.
Because, I
Yes.
mean, I was out there like, yeah,
Yeah.
you know, it's
It's
almost 70
crazy.
degrees in
Yes.
Indiana. And then 15
Yeah, I know. I know.
smacked me
It's
in the face.
yeah, it get you sick because yeah.
I'll be so glad for
Yeah.
subtropical.
But you guys have a storm not long ago that was crazy, a snowstorm, no?
Nah, that was the northern Indiana. We're in the south.
Oh,
We're in the deep south of Indiana.
oh, okay. Because I saw that, I'm thinking, what happened
No,
there?
I push that shit north all the time. I'm always like,
Yeah, that's
don't you
sick,
come
man.
on here. No, we don't want it. Yeah, they got a crap ton of snow. We didn't get nothing.
Wow, you're lucky. You're very lucky.
We didn't get nothing. We had 60-degree weather,
Wow, that's
but
good.
not so much the past few days. But I've been sick. I can't work on the weather when I'm sick. I mean,
No,
you know.
no.
All right, Becky, you want to go next and tell me what you
Okay.
think is going to happen because
The
of all
thing
this?
that I just can't emphasize enough is the fact that I was, well, blasted is not the right word, but to where all I could see in my vision were the giant letters of NASA, and it was just imperative that I understood that it was big. And then it was like after that, everything just came in lines. Like, here's this one, here's this one. You know, of the things that I said, I think it's massive, whatever it is, and I think it's awesome that everyone got everything that applies to it here. I think that's
And
so
that is so
awesome.
cool. Yeah. So, what's your spidey sense say about NASA's involvement? Anything?
Well, I think there are things there that they're very interested in and that they know about, and possibly future things that we will find out. But I think they are already on top of it. They already know, and they're in
I
the
think so
big
too.
fat middle of it. That's all I know, because it was like I've never had anything come to me so massive as those letters, and it was like, you know,
Right? Like
you
flashing
need
like
to
a
get
neon
this.
sign.
That's how
You
my
need to get
energy
this.
was.
It's big. You need to get this, and it's everything. So, I don't know. I just feel like there's things there that they already know. That's why they're there in the big middle of it, and
Yeah.
we'll all find out, I guess.
Yeah. And I'm really like, since so many of us got the giants or aliens or that ancient alien type wisdom and stuff there, and then also the Antarctic ties. Because like the other day, we did Antarctica, but the other day, we feel like it's Atlantis. Probably there's an Atlantis civilization type thing going on there. I loudly heard that is ground zero for Atlantis, the one in Antarctica, and that they just spread out around the rest of the globe and made other little, whatever, colonies or metropolis or whatever you call those. Um, but I feel like with the Antarctic ties that's what it was telling me, that there's some type of like Atlantean technology there or something is what we're going to find.
Well, Kelly,
Those
like we
crystals.
discussed last week in the
Oh,
2026, that it was discussed and stated that there's not just one place and it's going to be, oh, here it is after. Oh, here it is.
With
No,
Atlantis, right? Yeah,
there's several or many all over
yeah,
this planet because they did disperse out.
you're right.
And,
Yeah,
so I agree with you on that it's going to be one of many. Yes.
yeah. And Missy, you just blew my freaking mind with the crystals thing because, I mean,
The crystals.
Atlanteans used the crystals to power so many things. And they have those rare crystals there that I actually know already power things, small things, but like you wouldn't have your cell phone if it wasn't for that specific type of crystal. It's not our cell phones and our computers are not powered by this crystal. It's that other one. It has more, what's that word? Piezoelectric quality to it. I think
When
is
you bend it, it
piezoelectric.
generates
What's the word, David? Is it piezoelectric?
piezoelectric.
Look at me
Piezoelectric.
knowing that.
When you bend it, it creates electricity.
Yes.
I don't know
I'm
much
so
Uh,
proud
about
of
that
me for knowing
for
that
subject.
one.
example, cigarette lighters use a piezoelectric crystal
Do
to
they
make the
really?
flame.
What?
Oh, I didn't know that. Hey, I've got a lighter somewhere. I didn't know that.
I don't know
Where's
that
it at
either.
in there?
I would like to see.
Hidden
Is it teeny?
away.
Is it a
Yeah,
teeny little
yeah,
thing?
very, very teeny crystal. And it just ignites the gas as it comes out.
No way. That's how that works. I never knew
Yeah,
that. I love learning something new. That's cool. I'll never look at lighters the same. I'll be like, I have a crystal with me.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go. Too cool. All right, David, what are your thoughts on all this? What do you think's going to go down with Greenland? What's the
well,
lowdown with them?
this might be out of place, but we go to college to learn how much we don't know.
Right. We pay
As
somebody to
much
show
as
us that
as
shit.
much right, as much as we might speculate about this, that, the other thing, we are a speck in the universe.
Yeah.
99% of atoms is nothing that we can tell. Our ignorance is boundless. And if you identify with your ignorance or what you do not know, you become boundless also, is a quote from Sadhguru.
Wise words.
Mhm.
Yeah. My short version is ignorance is bliss. And unfortunately, I'm blissed out a lot.
Well, I'm just going to not talk because I'm the blonde in the room. There's a lot of things go right over my head. And then, like 3 days later, I'm like, I get it now. And I'm like,
You could have caught that one.
right. Okay, so your point to this and how it relates to Greenland and all of our changes, sir.
Greenland's going to become very important, more than we realized. A lot of what is hidden currently is going to be unhidden, exposed. Um, that's why Trump made a play for it, because I think he's clued in and knows that it's going to be extremely valuable for resources or new discoveries or whatever. But I think he has
Yeah.
some inside information that he,
Uh-huh.
I
More
agree.
people too.
okay.
And
Yeah.
and I actually feel very comfortable with that knowledge.
Yep.
I feel very comfortable with that assumption because I think he's going to do the right thing with that information. You know,
I think so.
he's got a pretty good track record so far of really truly having the best in mind for people, right? Whether it's
Right.
our country's people or other people's people,
And
other
he's
people's.
ticking a lot of, yes, he's ticking a lot of people off because he's a politician that's actually doing what he said he was going to do.
I
instead
think
of,
that's the beauty of it, though. He's not really a politician,
well,
is he?
that's
You
true.
know,
I was, yeah,
he's really not. He's kind of a rebel. I feel like if I were president, I would be a lot like him, and I would give him both birds.
Ah, yeah.
Just me. That's just me.
is that what you call a
No,
flyby?
that's what I call my patriotic eagles.
Yeah.
But no, I'm okay with that. I Any other time in history, and not that like I'm some amazing Trump lover or something. He's got his flaws, right? But
Oh,
I think
absolutely.
honestly, any other time in history, not just because of who the president might be, but just our government as a whole. You know, we had shitty congressmen out the wazoo. We had shitty Republican, Democrat senators, representatives, like all the way down the board, right? All the judges were shitty. Everybody was just shitty. They were just playing the game, and a lot of that's been getting switched around and cleaned up. You know, and even our alphabet agencies. You know, we know that the CIA would be the first one to get their hands on any kind of cool new tech or whatever. And in the past, I would have been like immensely pissed off about that. But I'm feeling a little better about it now. I'm feeling a little more hopeful that there are
Yeah.
some good guys there, you know. Maybe they're not all bad. So I'm not upset about it. I just, yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Awesome.
Had to give you my soapbox. Jen, what are your thoughts on all this?
Well, first, I want to say that I want to take a field trip to Greenland and go get me some of them fancy crystals.
Oh,
And then I want to ask,
Uh-huh.
where is Greenland? Like, I still don't know.
Way
Where
up
is it?
above
Way up top.
us. Way up top.
Like,
Tippy,
North
tippy
Pole
top.
area?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Tippy
God.
top.
Yeah, I bet that's cool.
And then, you know, like you've got us beneath them here in the States and Canada. And then there's like Russia on one side of them and China is like way over on the other side of them.
Okay.
So they're like, you know, ground zero.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like our world's about to be rocked for the better. I feel like if there's technology and things that can really benefit humanity, I think we're about to find out what they are. And I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I am too. I'm really stoked for our future, guys. Like,
Me
so stoked.
too.
Worldwide. For the whole world. I'm so
We should
stoked.
have a
I feel
little things like cheering up. Oh my God, I'm waiting. What is
like
coming
little
next?
pom poms.
Yes.
Goodies and pom poms. Yeah, I'm really stoked. I think this year is really when it starts, you know.
Me too.
This is truly the beginning of the rest of our lives.
Yep.
And it feels good. It doesn't feel scary, even though there are some not so pleasant changes coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like the more of us that learn how to handle the energy, work with the energy, manipulate the weather, you know, in good ways, I feel like the better those outcomes are going to be, because we can
Oh, yeah.
focus on those places that we know. Because I mean, even like us doing this, we sort of kind of have a record already of a list, right, of places that are going to get hit, that are going to be affected by some things. And if we focus our energy on those places and help giving them a little extra shielding and a little extra love, you know, they can fare better.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know, like with Greenland, I don't feel like anybody in Greenland is like the people per se will die. Their way of life will die, because this big piece of land is now going to be two pieces. So it's going to be like Ireland and Scotland instead of Greenland, right?
Yeah.
For an example, right? Because Ireland and Scotland used to be together.
I didn't know
In
that.
case you don't know, Jen. Yeah, they used to be one, and now they're like, you know, adversaries, which is like the dumbest thing ever. And I can say that because I'm part Irish. But anyway, I'm hopeful that we're gonna fare it. We're gonna do better than fare it. Really,
Mhm.
I think we're gonna do great. I think there's so much incredible technology and like medicines and different things that are coming out that it's just gonna really be a game changer for everybody. And you know me, I have to add in if we all learn that we can heal too, then there's also that healing modality that
Yep.
can be utilized more often.
Yep.
Because not everybody needs to just go run and pay a bunch of money for a med bed when you can do it yourself or find someone that can help you to do it, you know.
Mm.
And I'm all for doing the natural healing first. Try it first. It shouldn't be the last resort. It should be the first.
Yep.
In working at the Greening Healing Center with my wife, I learned that all these fancy machines you can buy and use and whatever aren't much better than just using your own energies. You don't need a machine to heal. You can
Right.
do it by manipulating your own energies, helping the other person.
Yeah. You absolutely can.
100%.
I'm walking proof of that. Many people I know are walking proof of that. This is something you probably don't know about me, David, but I actually resurrected the dead. True story.
Wow.
My 10-year-old daughter was in a really bad car wreck and she flatlined 3 times before she got to the hospital. And the last time that she flatlined, they couldn't get her heart to start again. And they told me to go tell her goodbye. And I said, no, I'm not telling her goodbye. And they're like, well, you're in denial. And I'm like, no, I just know something you don't. And you need to get out of my way. And I put one hand on her forehead, one hand on her chest. And I brought her back to life in front of 8 people. I brought her back to life.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've also done it with like 3 dogs, 6 cats, and 41 baby chickens. 41 all at once because they drowned in the rain.
Aw.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We are so much more powerful than we give ourselves credit for and that anybody else ever let us have credit for. And my 9 and 10-year-old will park the storm when we get a tornado warning and make the whole storm go away. True story.
Everything that exists is created by thought.
That's right.
Focus your
That's
thoughts in the
right.
correct way, and you can do miracles.
That's right. And you can do as much as your mind allows you to. Wherever you put
Yes.
your limit is where your limit is until you learn to move beyond it.
Yes.
Yeah. It's very cool. It's very cool
Yeah.
stuff. It's my passion. So yeah, when people are like, I can't wait for med beds, I'm like, I can't wait for all of y'all to figure out how amazing we are.
We are the med beds.
You know, because we're incredible. Whoever made us knew what they were doing, man, because we're
Yeah.
incredible. For sure. All right. Did I get to let everybody talk?
Me.
I'm sorry, Missy.
She's forgiving me today.
Go ahead.
All I want to say is I think that the rare minerals and the crystals are going to be a big factor for this year because I feel like it's going to be the start of free energy for everyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel that. I felt that when I got the hit, and I still feel it today. I think it's going to be something really fantastic.
I like that.
yes.
I would love to see free energy rolling out across the world, man. That would be phenomenal.
And when it
Already on
happens,
the way.
I predicted it.
we will be sure to give you your props.
I want my props.
You credit. Yay.
We'll be like, you heard it here, folks. Missy said it.
Because I truly believe that's going to happen this year.
Wouldn't that be incredible? I would love that. That would be so great. I want to see Tesla technology all over the damn place, you know?
Amen.
Can I ask your thoughts on a potential free energy device, Kelly?
Yeah. What do you mean? Go ahead.
Uh, we're going to be set back to the Stone Age. So in a free energy device that would work in a Stone Age situation, I was thinking I have these healing wands which have a lot of crystals, special crystals in them that respond to a particular frequency. If I take the core out of the healing wand, which has no electronic parts, and put fiber optic wire in a toroid through the healing wand core, would that collect enough free energy from the universe, either static or otherwise, to produce any useful electricity?
Scientifically on its own, maybe not. But if people applied their thought to it, then yes.
Well, I was asking for a short reading from you. If you had any particular thoughts as to how to make that useful.
I can see it being useful. I can see it being very useful. But if they don't already know how to apply their thought and their intention in it, I don't feel like it would amplify out too terribly far.
Okay.
You know, I think that like us and understanding that our thought power connected
Right.
to it would amplify it out bigger. But
Okay.
yeah, I love that. I love that concept, and I think it would absolutely work. And another interesting thing, if we get knocked back to the Stone Age, as you say, which I really hope we don't, um, is putting stones in a circle like they did with Stonehenge, but they don't have
Yeah.
to be massive. As long as
Right.
they're electromagnetic, you know, have properties to them like that, like granite does, and limestone
Right.
and crystals and basalt, right?
Right. Exactly.
Put them in a circle, and they, especially if you can feel for the energy source on the ground to know where it's more concentrated, put those stones in a circle there, and you can amplify that energy and create a vortex.
I agree. When you look at the composition of the stones in the megalithic formations like Stonehenge and others around the world, they uh, they are electrically active,
They are.
performing diode functions and
Yeah,
resistor functions and all kinds of things that we're just not aware of.
that's right. Yeah, there's people that have recently been measuring the different types of vibrations and frequencies that they're picking up from places like Stonehenge. And even the round, what's it called? The dopa stone, the round stones that have the hole in the center of them. Dopa stone, dopa, I don't, dropa stone, I think is what it's called. Anyway, it's like a circle, right? With a hole in the middle. And it doesn't matter what size they
Yeah.
are. If you hold them, they will heal you. You touching it creates a figure eight conduit exchange. So you can hold one, you can wear it as a necklace, you can sit around in a circle, and you know you're the middle of the donut, right?
Yeah.
Stonehenge,
Okay.
like on any size scale, you could use these circular patterns with the hole in the middle. And they're measuring real scientific measurements of frequency and energy coming from them, different types of um, like radio frequency and stuff, which is so cool.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they're finally catching up with us. They want to call us hippies and new age people. And really, we're just carrying the old wisdom.
Mhm.
All right, guys, this has been a great show. Like always, I'm so impressed with us. I'm so proud of all of you. I am going to give a little extra props to Ara because she's new and she did really great.
Yes.
And she didn't even act nervous. I'm so proud.
Thank you. It was an enjoyable exchange of information, everyone. Thank you so much.
We hope you're going to come back and visit with us and do this again and again and again. And, before I forget, our new target for next Sunday, like I said, was already given to me. It's Lake Michigan.
Ooh.
And I had a specific, wait, let me look at my paper so I can say it right. There was a specific lake that it must have something to do with Lake Michigan. Oh my God, where did I write it? It's on my tiny blue paper. Hold on. I just remembered.
She has notes everywhere. She's the mad scientist.
Don't you make fun of my notes. I need my notes. That's not it. Rock Lake. Never heard of it? Don't know if it really exists there, but Rock Lake and Lake Michigan. That's our target.
All right.
I'm going to trust that they must be next to each other or, have something to do with each other. Otherwise, I wouldn't have got two names like that. But yeah, Rock Lake. Because at first I heard Lake Michigan and then Rock Lake. And I'm like, okay, let's go together. Something there. Something there. And we're going to go be nosy and find out.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you all for participating. And we want to thank the viewing audience for watching. Stick around for next week and let's see what Rock Lake, Lake Michigan brings us.